What's up everyone, it's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and this video makes me all happy and nostalgic at the same time. Usually they both go hand in hand, but yeah, they pretty much do. So previously, as multiple times I've talked about HD remasters, my views and opinions on them in both good and bad ways, positive, negative lights, and yes, there are pros and cons to both. Well, but pros and cons to HD remasters, about the cost and the time developed on them, finally getting them to re-release them, and people getting them to experience them again, and people getting them experienced for the first time because maybe they didn't have access to it the first time. So, having said all that, now we have, in the run-up to Shenmue 3, which is probably still a couple of years off, so there's not really any need to rush or worry about that. But Yu Suzuki, the genius behind Shenmue, in a recent Q&A on Twitch, a lot of people were asking him, about Shenmue 1 and 2, and he would love them to release Shenmue 1 and 2 in HD, but he doesn't really have a part in it because Shenmue 1 and 2 are held, the trademark and copyrights are all held by Sega, which is perfect sense. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, he has a little bit of pull, if you will, but at the end of the day, it is ultimately up to Sega. So here's what Yu Suzuki had to say on the entire matter anyway. I think that if Shenmue 1 and 2 could be released before Shenmue 3, people will be able to understand the backstory and enjoy Shenmue 3 even more. And so I also personally strongly want this to happen, but as the rights are held by Sega, I'm not really in a position to be able to comment. However, I will also express to Sega that I really would like for them to be produced. So that's basically what he had to say on the matter. Now, with such an extremely deep and story-heavy series as Shenmue 1 and 2 illustrated, and what Shenmue 3 will likely be, it's going to arguably be a necessity to play or watch on YouTube, for all we know, of playthroughs of Shenmue 1 and 2 before you move on to Shenmue 3 to make perfect sense of it. Now, I argue that because of a game like a game style of Shenmue 1 and 2 is that I would really suggest against watching it, because in a game where choices and there's so many choices and it's all such choice driven that you aren't making the choices yourself, and it's not guaranteed that the person you're watching would do what you would do, and because of that the experience and story will be a little bit different. However, if it's a choice between either never playing or experiencing Shenmue 1 or 2 and doing that as your only way to prepare for Shenmue 3, then yeah, it's a bit understandable. But at the same time, now for the record, I would love Shenmue 1 and 2 to be re-released in HD, and at the same time, there's already rumors that Sega have Shenmue 1 and 2 already HD-ified, if you will. I remember maybe like 2 years ago, maybe sometime within the last year or two anyway, that there's reports and rumors and all that the internal development at Sega had Shenmue 1 and 2 redone in HD, remastered in HD, not fully remade now, just remastered in HD, and apparently they're complete and they're just waiting for the right time to actually re-release them. Now, having said that, because Shenmue 3 is coming out, this is the perfect time to do it. Fair enough, I would expect it to be like a bit closer to Shenmue's release. Obviously, Shenmue 3 has just been announced and crowdsource funded, and I mean, hell, the Kickstarter is still going. So it would make sense that closer to release, maybe like 6 months beforehand, or maybe even a year beforehand, before release, I should say, of Shenmue 3, that we would see possibly a Shenmue HD collection. So I personally really, really welcome this, and I'm putting my voice and opinion and my whatever you want to call it out there. I encourage everyone to do the same. Let everyone know everywhere, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Google Plus, on whatever, hell, even log into your old MySpace account that you haven't used in about 10 years and make people aware of it on there. Because the more we tell Sega that we want a Shenmue HD collection, the more likely it's going to be. And it's basically, like I said earlier, it's going to be almost a necessity to have played or experienced 1 and 2 in some way before Shenmue 3 comes out. I know if a HD collection doesn't happen before Shenmue 3, I'm personally going to replay 1 and 2 on my Dreamcast just before going right into 3 shortly after. So we'll see how that goes anyway. There's a lot. Shenmue 3 has just been crowdfunded. Like I said, it's still going on, so we have plenty of time for all development and all before we actually get a release date. To be honest, I would be surprised if we saw it before the end of 2018, just because it's a big task. It's a huge project, and it's going to be hopefully worth the massive amount of wait. So let me know in the comment section below what you think of HD collection for Shenmue. I can't imagine many people would argue against it, especially because they're such critically acclaimed games, and many people haven't experienced them because of the Dreamcast's poor adoption rate and poor sales. So let me know all that in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, details in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the rest of the videos in my channel while I wait for you, Suzuki, to finally develop Shenmue 3. Can't wait.